Okay, here I am. Let's see how this goes. Oh shit, Antixius. All hex already redeemed those. We've had to disconnect and reconnect. So I'm gonna refund you on those. If I remember how to do that. Technique, welcome. Alright, All Hex, Koala, Technique, Antixius, Randy, Black Tar, Unborn, Custom 3, iPol, Desi, welcome. Manage requests. What is this? Nova meetup Saturday, y'all. Show up. What is Nova what? Oh, I know that there's a Berkeley, a UC Berkeley meetup on Sunday. Oh, you're going to Virginia? Oh shit. All right, reject, and then complete all. Complete all. Damn, I really will do anything to avoid in my own state. I'm gonna go pee. Good luck. I don't know if Virginia had meetups either. Oh yeah, buy merch. Okay, I hope this is all good. Okay, we got 2 packages today, so let's take a look here. Okay. Package number 1. How do I open this? Where are the seams? That's interesting. Yeah, all hex, I realized. I think I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, I think all hex is peeing. I don't think I've ever seen all hex at a Bay Area meetup. I've only seen him at Keeb Life. Z60 really shows its age, huh? Oh yeah. All right. So, it's back. We got this package back in from V2. I lent this to him. He took some pictures and enjoyed it. But now it's back. This here is our Tex Filco. Yes. Text. T-E-X. No T at the end. Bro, autocorrect got me fucked up. So, you know what's funny, Shrek and iPol, is I didn't even think anyone really even knew about the Z60. Like, the further along, like the further removed we are from it, like in group buy or when it delivered, it's like the less and less I think people would actually know what it was. So I'm surprised that you guys actually do. Wise Donkey, welcome. Alright, so we got this back. This is Tex Vilco. So a couple things about this board. Tex made this case. It's a pretty nice case. The weird thing about this is that it relies on the stock Filco plate, which has bends on the end. So if you were to ever like create your own plate or you got like some kind of other plate, you need to like accommodate for that bend somehow. I guess you could possibly add some sort of, I don't know, edge protectors that would raise it a little bit, or you'd have to like extend it out and then like bend the plate, or you'd have to get a machined plate, which why would you do that? So yeah, that's the weird thing about this board, but interesting board nonetheless. This one has penguin switches. So the whole idea here was I wanted to retrieve this back from V2 because I wanted to do a rebuild and put some cherry blacks in here. That way I could use the penguin switches in something else. These are EPBT light gray blanks. I've seen people do plates with no bends, and those do work actually pretty well, even in Tex cases. Because I know that like in stock Philco cases and most other like Philco replacement cases, flat plates are fine. I hadn't gotten it to work the last time I tried it in a Tex Philco case. And it's just the nature of how the design was made for this case specifically. So yeah. Aristus, welcome. She's about 3 years old now, randomly 21. I find it so crazy you guys actually know what the Z60 is. Carol, there's a TKL on your desk. Yeah, we gotta get rid of it. We gotta get rid of it quick. One thing about this too also, as I'm sort of thinking about it, is I wanted to, like, I could use these keycaps on something else. Because they're just blanks, and I wonder if I have the remainder keycaps for this. Maybe. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. That would fit in HHKB, maybe? I don't know. Phantom PCB or stock? This one's stock. I have a Phantom PCB in the Litster case that I have. Did you get those from Mark? Get what from Mark? Who's Mark? This isn't a new D's Nuts joke, is it? The blanks? No, these are EPBT. But these are, I mean, this was from a buy from like when Ivan was running EPBT, and I think at that point, people still referred to them as Gateron PBT blanks. Okay, so that's it. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh shit, wait, I just remembered, he gave me this. He mentioned this and I totally forgot. I guess he just gave me a multicam Philco case, which is pretty lit. I think he said there was some warping issues with it. Like, there would be some issues where you just kind of see like unevenness between keycaps and this. Damn dark gray blanks. I have dark gray blanks. Those aren't dark gray. Those are the light gray. But I also have the dark gray ones. I think they're just sitting. I don't think I actually have them out anywhere. I love that desk mat, or this desk mat. I want one badly, so sad I didn't join the group buy. It's lit, huh? Okay, so I think that's it. I forgot that he lent that to me, so, or he gave that to me, he said wasn't any use to him, I guess. So I think at some point I guess like some Philco internals or something. Or maybe we could just wait till the Juan and Tri Philco PCB. Okay, this one I didn't even use a box cutter. There was already a seam I could just, you know, get my hand in. Alright. It's here. It's finally here. From Mode. We have got our tempo. It's a tempo weight. I'm guessing this is the tempo accent. Take a look. see, we got all this stuff in here, the tool, PCB plate, all of the hardware. This we could finally put to rest all the questions. Hey Chris, are you gonna get a tempo? Even though that was a while back. Very cool. Silver tempo, I'm gonna like that silver accent, it's gonna be nice. Sick. Okay, so this one I'm actually planning on building next stream, so it's probably gonna be Friday. I know I missed yesterday. Yesterday was just kind of all crazy of a day for me. I was just in and out of complete tiredness because I had to get up really early for a few things. And so I just couldn't make the time to... I wonder if we can get this in here. I couldn't make the time to stream. I was just like, it's too much. It's too much yesterday. Yeah, what the fuck is this? The Tomorrow switches all have different colored stems? I don't remember that being a thing. Mode designs. Products, switches. Was this always like this? Why don't I remember this? I don't remember these being all different colors. Maybe they were always like this. Anyways. Okay, so those are our 2 packages. Does Mode ever have a discount on their boards? I want to look. You want to try Tempo, but only if my preferred combo is going to cost like low 200 at best. That I'm not certain. I got to imagine probably Black Friday. But I'm also thinking that like it would presumably get pretty low, right? And let's see here. I don't know what their sale was, but like this was it starts at 260. Oh, but I guess it's your preferred combo. So your preferred probably can't have any interesting accents or weights. I mean, yeah, at this point, yeah, this is 259, so I don't know, maybe you could try in November and then see if they push this down by like 20% or something. I don't know. I got no clue. Alright, so we got some news and notes. But you know what? You know what I actually want to do? Let's try this out. Where is it? Here. I think this is it. So before we get started on the Z60, I kind of want to come and revisit this, which is the skeleton plate. I actually... Let's show this off. So I actually kind of finished my KMAC Happy plate draft. If it'll open. So yeah, here it is. Versus what it had looked like from before. You can see there's a little bit of oh shit. Hold up. I need to put this all on one. Who is that? Oh my goodness. Mr. Lozax with the big old raid. Welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody. Now if I was just black and white. Ooh, okay, so 276 is shipping, or without shipping. It's cool that you could just paste that code like that. Frank, welcome. Dr. Killswitch, Spaceball, Bitter Seeds, welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome everybody. We're gonna build a Z60 today, which is an HHKB layout board that I got a couple of years back now. But before doing that, we're just looking over some plate files. Mr. Thax, I hope your stream went well. Welcome everybody who's come on in. What are you guys up to? Come right in. Yes, come. Cummies. All right, so for those unaware, just tuning in here, this was a KMAC Happy plate. And so what had happened was I had Alto build. Was it good or was it great? I'd taken a picture of a couple of plates here. This is the KMAC Happy plate. And then I just did a trace of it. I was trying to get this as flat as possible. I have a copy stand. I mounted the camera up ahead, like overhead. So it should be a pretty level surface. I actually used a digital level just to make sure that the surface and the camera were level. And then on top of that, we did some distortion on the picture, or distortion correction, and shifting for the picture in Lightroom, just to make sure that this grid is completely straight. So once I was able to sort of isolate that and trace that, I was able to get, let me show this. I was able to get this, a trace that looked like this. So you could see that there's kind of some frayed edges based off of some weirdness in the plate, like just little scuffs and stuff, which was fine because all I really needed was the outer boundary, which granted also still isn't that straight. But this was just like good enough to begin working with. And so I was able to just kind of like straighten all of this out. I basically just reconstructed the entirety of the outer shape of it, and then just the whole hope is that like if I go and get this cut, that it would work. So let's find out at some point whether that actually will be the case or not. I'm bracing myself for some potential issues for when it comes in, and then like we'll have to do like another pass, but hopefully not more than just those two. So okay, anyways, that's that. But before we get started with the Z60 build, I actually wanted to at least try out this same exact exercise with another one of these. Let's try this here. Another one of these plates that I took a picture of, which is for a Skeleton 60, a keyboard built by Okonomiyaki, who has disappeared off the face of the planet after a couple of what I understand to be disastrous group buys. To me, honestly, not the least of which was the Skeleton 60 itself. I had a host of issues that were fixable, but anyways, yeah, here's another issue where there's just no plate files, so we're gonna see if we could try to draw this out. Now this is gonna be a little bit harder to isolate the plate from this grid, just because it's pretty close in color, whereas the KMAC Happy plate was a little bit easier because it was red. But let's just try and see what we could do. Yeah, so this is a little silly just because, yeah, so if we're trying to select by this color range, then maybe we can isolate it pretty well, hopefully. Let's just try for now 32 for the fuzziness. And it's absolutely generic layout, outline with top mount post. You can just generate via KLE. Well, yeah, no. So exactly, the biggest thing is just what the outer boundary is. That's the biggest kind of problem that I have, is just that like there are certain boards, especially like the Skeleton, where the actual outline of it has to be kind of decently exact just to fit into like the channels they're supposed to go into in the board. So yeah, this is kind of where we've landed here. We scuffed up today. Oh, probably quite a bit. So I don't know if we could do this any sort of better. I'm thinking here. Like, I'm wondering how much further we should go down from that. I think it was at 32 or whatever. Delete. Let's go down to 24. Quite a bit better, I think, at least. Okay, so then what I'll just do is I'll quick export this z60-evolve.png into our plates folder. And then I'll again like do this same type of exercise here where I will go in here, get like a trace of this, which we can't see here. Okay. Where is it? Image trace. Yeah, black and white. Probably not going to want to hit that. I know last time around we hit that simplify and it was a little funny. Creates cutout paths, overlapping, creates stacked paths. I'm thinking, do we want it as fills? I forget. Well, we could just try. Plate shenanigans, yes! Kajata, we're doing this, we're doing your thing. This is from that photo. Not this one, but the other one. Damn it. So this is the skeleton plate. Oh, we didn't do the ignore color. So that should be the other way around. Yep. And then shit. Maybe I should have like inverted this. Oops. Okay, well, I think we could just kind of expand it at this point. Object, expand. Okay. Shit. So this should go here. Let's hide that for a quick second. So there's this series of lines here that we don't need. Then this is the plate. This is what this looks like. I think I fucked up here because this isn't supposed to be fills. This is supposed to be outlines or strokes. So let's try this again. Stroke. Well set. The fuck? Chill. Oh my god, bro. All right, is that still in progress? What's happening? Honestly, can't tell what's going on right now. Image tracing. All right, let's just try to do the same thing. Expand. Don't expand the fill. There's nothing here. Oh, shit. What did I do? I'm breaking this every time. Ah, here we go. I wonder if this gets a little funny like this because it's kind of inverted. We're trying to do, I didn't know we in Design Studio again. Oh yeah. All right, let's reverse this. Basically, there we go. Let's get rid of that and just start this all over again. Anyways, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm sort of trying to isolate what was in the photo for the skeleton 60 plate. And we're trying to just trace this out into an object that we can kind of overlay so that we can get a more exact version of the shape, like the outline of the plate, which is most critical, I think, because it's pretty standard plate layout here. It's just a 60%. Okay, so let's see. Ignore color white. All right, so might have to select simple objects one at a time to simplify, reduce points. The actual switch cutouts, like I don't care about them. All I care about is just like the border, like the perimeter of the shape. Okay, so, God, fuck. Did I hit okay? Shit, I did. Okay, that shows up as nothing, which is confusing to me. I wonder if this matters here. The stroke width. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's like that's the only thing that gets recognized. What the hell did we do last time? Should be easy. Should be. Fills. Oh, am I tripping right now? we had this working. So when I expand this, it's going to be a big nothing. This is nice. Alright. Let's try about fills and strokes. That seems to have done something this time. Expand. Object fill. Okay. Here we go. So there's these 3 random dots here, which is a little confusing. I think we could just get rid of those. Now this is otherwise a compound path for which we can, yeah, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay, perfect. All right. So the goal from here now is try to adjust this to be about 300 millimeters. Whoa, 300 millimeters wide, and then kind of move down from here. And then overlay this on top of like a pretty normal, typical like 60% plate, because from the photo, like from the tracing of this photo, it should be just about that. So I think it would be like 285 is what we're looking for, presumably. So we could like take a deep dive into here, then sort of see where we can go. If we start in the middle like we were trying from before, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this right here, we just want to see and make sure that like, oh shit, god damn it. All right. These two switches should hopefully be overlaid pretty accurately, and if we kind of go from there, then it should be good. We're going to measure the tabs at the end for perspective. You mean like on the actual plate? Case of photos, yeah. So that would be, that would be probably the wisest idea for sure. Let's see, let's push this down just a little. Oh shit. Wrong axis. Maybe 375. Okay, so this, I don't know, kind of seems okay, maybe. But if we zoom out, we could take a look at, say, the bottom and the top rows. See, my guess is that this should maybe be expanded a little based on how that looks, and the top row probably as well. Yeah, so we're gonna want to expand this just a little bit. Yeah, maybe just make this a solid 285. Yeah, I think this might just be like a 285 millimeter plate. Let's raise this center a little bit. So these end up looking a little big. But honestly, this is probably fine. Okay, so then with that, like, let's just say I could save this. We could save this as a draft. What's today? 0124 skeleton 60 draft. So I'll like lock that layer, or I guess maybe this one. And I think what we could do here, I could kind of notice there's a couple of acoustic cuts here in between tab and Q, caps lock and A, and then what is this? right bracket, and for me it would be backspace. Outside of that, honestly, it doesn't matter. I hate this also just because of this craziness here. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to delete basically all of the cutouts. Yeah, and that's kind of it. So one would imagine that a good majority of this should be good. So I'll get rid of like the outline on. This was an IDK60 plate. I can get rid of a lot of other cuts that are kind of unnecessary to it. Okay. Honestly, yeah, we probably don't need these just because I only have an HHKB top. It was a KBO plate generator for the switches part. Yeah, I mean, you could use anything, right? I'm just using what plate file already existed so that I didn't have to generate one. This is like, I already had this. Okay, so this is otherwise pretty good. The only thing really kind of missing here is we need another one of these. Just kind of like line up with all of this. So I guess whatever the center of this would be. There you go. So now there's like a bunch of extra acoustic spots for this, which is not entirely necessary. This is fine either way. So yeah, this should be it. You're way faster than me. I mean, I did a big chunk of this for the KMac Happy one last night, so I kind of knew what to do, sort of. But this one also is just generally really simple, especially in comparison to the KMac Happy. This one I still would like an opportunity to actually fix as best I can what this the edge looks like, because like this isn't a perfect rectangle as it was, had its photo taken and then had a trace done of that photo. So what I might prefer to do here is say, for example, I have a new layer. I'm going to raise this up here to the top and then just basically just construct a rectangle around this. Then we'll just try to like match it up as best we can. And then we can round the corners respectively. And then on top of that, we can also try to make this more exact because this trace kind of makes it look like a doodle, right? So yeah, we got a few options. One thing I might like to do is we'll make this one have an even finer weight, and then maybe quite a bit finer. And then we'll have the original outline be a different color. And then this one also have like a lower opacity. Oh shit, did I do that right? Yeah. No, I didn't. Okay. There we go. Yeah, what the Okay, so apparently that black and white that we did for the trace is like kind of adhering onto this layer. I don't know how to undo that. It seems like this one layer is being forced into being black and white, and I'm not quite sure why. Color. This is, oh, you can't see it, but the file is in RGB. A little bit bizarre. Now I wonder if we could just maybe flip it the opposite way around. Have this one. Yeah, okay. So this one, let's just flip it the opposite way around. It doesn't matter. So now if we take a look at this, what is gray, I'll make it even more transparent. Or I'll make both of them transparent. Okay. So what is gray is the trace, and then what's blue is now this new rectangle I've put here. And the question is, like, you'll see how it becomes, oh shit, the rectangle is a rectangle. I mean, it's just a rectangle. There's no angle on it. That's one thing I noticed yesterday, is like, oh shit, I accidentally rotated this at a very, very tiny angle, so it made things a little confusing before I figured it out. But you can see that, like, this is a straight line on this rectangle, but the original trace is now, like, kind of uneven. I think that's just a result of how it would be. So we've made this about 285 millimeters wide. We can kind of maybe try to guess how tall it would be based off of, say, we could take any one of these points, probably the center one, but it kind of doesn't matter. But like, let's say we take this guy, right? So this is at 101.623, and above here, we'll take like another point here somewhere. I say 101.623. Fuck. Okay. 7.132. Let me just check that again. Let's find a good one. Yeah, 101.60 there. Okay, so that's about 94.49 would be the height. So this is just a tad bit over, but like just still generally within a respectable, level here. So you can kind of just like eyeball this and see. So you can see, like, here's an example of, like, pretty immediately it becomes kind of funny. So I think we could just like leave this as is. Let's take a look at the top again. So this, it's like, now I'm looking at this and maybe this could shift up, possibly. But maybe not. I don't know. This is probably fine. Okay, so then from here, if I get rid of this, or actually I want to keep it. What I found out, what I realized you could do here is just like round this, just by doing this, and you can see how much of a rounding there is. So I want to say that like the number they must have chosen for the radius was probably 1.75, so we'll just do it in one corner, and then see that it like works for all of it. And my guess is that it does. So 1.75 millimeters is probably that angle radius on the corners. And so we can live with that. All right, so then the last thing is just like all of these extra hoops here for the top mounting. And so like if I look at the plate, like what is it? I think it's just like, it's a rectangle with rounded corners. Now, does that really show up here on this? Probably best so on, say, someone, this one right here, maybe. We could take a look at some of these, maybe this one. Some of them look a little bit more circular and hoopy, and I think that that's just not really right. So I would say this one looks pretty good. That one looks like a pretty good candidate. I think this one's probably the best. So let's do this. So on on the same layer, with a rectangle tool, I'm gonna do something like this. But I'm also, well, let's see. So we have that as about 5.13. So I'm gonna guess that this was probably meant to be about 5 millimeters. That's my guess. CAD crying to be used for this? No, we're good. This is perfect. This is the way this was meant to be used. Okay. Plates are meant to be made like this. All right. What else do you want to do? So we want... Yeah. So here's what we'll do. We will basically make an upside down T shape and then try to do the same exact things here. And then like figure it out. So this was probably like a 0.75. So we'll do the same right here. And then right here, this'll be a bit bigger. So we'll call that 2. Perfect. Okay. So we have something now that looks like this, although we probably want these to be all sort of aligned to this guy right here, which is, what is this at? 7.161. Next time, add the simple rectangle shapes first. Oh shit. Here we go. Then use round corners after selecting each anchor. Huh? What? Let's lock this guy. And we just have the blocks without the rounded corners? I see what you're saying. That's fine. I think I get it now, but whatever. Alright, I'm gonna lock that, and then right here I am going to basically do something like, oh shit. Yo, what the fuck? There we go. And the same thing here. Like that. And then, I guess I could just take these down. Oh, shit. And we should be able to just... Oh, shit. Let's make these even. My god, bro. Yo, chill. Okay. So here's this. So this should be a workable extra little tab piece. Press A and marquee select the whole line on the bottom. Then use the line tool to align. It doesn't matter. Yes, I could have done that, but it's fine. This is as far as we need to go. All right. In looking at this, this guy right here. At this point now, we just need this, which would be a. I just want to help. No, it's cool. No, the thing is, like, this whole thing is very flimsy, right? And I'm aware of it. I think we all are. But this is how... Oh, shit. By the nature of this, I could probably just measure this first. By the nature of this, we can kind of just do this as sort of flimsily as possible. Okay, so this guy right here, that is about 2 point... I don't know what this is. Maybe 2.375. Oh, done a lot more eyeballing. At least you're making measurements. Yeah, but there's still more to this, right? Which is what was suggested earlier, which is to just check this on the actual plate when we're kind of like done. So we'll call that 2.375. I'll lock this up again. And then right here, 2.375. Oh shit. That's not, I don't want a rectangle. I want a circle. 2.375. You gotta hold the plate up. Oh, that's true. That's the new meta. Okay, and then so this right here, so the center of this is gonna be that value, which should hopefully be there. Yep. All right, and then right here, just you fucking bitch. Subtract that. Okay, perfect. So this is our that's our tab thing. I guess we can make this back to put this back to 100% opacity. So this is kind of where we are, and then now I just need to like copy this 7 times. Just print it back 101, put it on top and see. Oh shit, that's a good ass idea, and I have a printer now, so I can totally do that. Oh shit, technique, that's brilliant. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I guarantee that I can print it back 1-to-1 though? That's my question. All right, let me move this up because I realized the other way I would do this is I'll just get rid of all 4 of these guys and then take these 4. Oh shit. Take these 4, paste in place, rotate 180, and then just kind of drag it down. Ah, shit. Oh my god, bro. Alright. Okay, so probably the best way to check this is 101.678 on this rectangle right here. Is that 101.678? Yep. And this line tells me it's leaning right in perspective. Yeah, and we were just obviously we were trying our best to get as straight a photo as possible, and then whoa shit. On top of that, trying from there to you know, to correct that as best we could, and then like now this is where we see it. Turn product designer and use Figma now. Have you escaped the Adobe ecosystem? Ah. Okay, so now at this point, just a little exercise now. I got these calipers, and so we were doing this from last time, which is, and I think I just forget. We already actually did these measurements, and I've just forgotten. So if I were to say like go from like a left edge to a right edge of another hole, that'll probably sort of be able to tell us with some okay level of accuracy whether or not we're doing okay. So like from these two, and I realize I have this flipped around. Let me flip this. All right, this is about 90.34. I'm gonna guess this would probably be the same, but let's find out. Yeah, about 90.33. And then between these two, I think it's shortened just a little bit, but let's see. Oh, it's widened. 92.20. And then again, I guess I suppose I'll guess the same thing from here. Yep, same. About the same. It's 90.33 from those two pairs. And this is about... It's funny, this seems like maybe it's a little bit wider than it is on the top, and maybe that's just like a funny tolerance issue by about 0.1 millimeter. Yeah, because like right here, this is about 92.2. And then down here, this is about 92.3. So one would hope that that's not a huge deal, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it? The only other hard thing I can think of is how do you best like what is the absolute best way to sort of try to measure like two things where the calipers can't like really clip to. So like for example, getting like doing like this very left edge to the start of this is something that I wonder, how do we do that very well? It's like at this point here, it's just like it's a situation of eyeballing, really, right? I don't know that there's really a better way. Maybe I just don't know how to use calipers. So it seems like the distance from like here, this x value being 0.551 to something like right here, 0.7419. That comes out to be like a little under 7. It's hard because I don't know how I would most accurately opt to do this. Like there's a part of me that's just like, okay, that looks good. Like when you know, seems right. You know? All right. So take a photo from directly above, count the pixels. Just I'll just count the pixels. All right. This right here, yeah, this is about 90.29. So that's a little bit wider. Thuralore, by the way, welcome. So that's about 0.1 wider. And I just wonder how big of a deal 0.1 millimeters will be in the context of what I need this to do and what I need this to be. Yeah, so like checking the case is probably a good idea. So this is a little bit wider too. And then finally from here to here should maybe hopefully be... Oh, that's pretty wide. Yeah, there's probably a much better way to figure out how to space these out. One thing we could do is take a look at this and try to base this off of like a center point, like the 7 key. So from the 7 key, it would be 92.2 divided by 2. Okay, so here's what I'll do. And again, this one's weird just because this one seemed like it was a little further out. And that confused me. So I'm going to get rid of this at least for now. And let's just pretend like it's even on both sides. Just pretend. Like, you know, because here's another thing too, though, is that, like, you know, who knows? Maybe the holes are messed up. I don't know. Anyways. So what we want from this center point, probably, is for that to that be, what is it? 92.2 divided by 2, 46.1. I think, unless these like unless there's a chance these aren't centered. I want these to be 46.1. And right now it's about 46.4. This one right here. Yeah, so these both need to be shifted in, I believe. So this by about 0.17. God damn, I don't never fucking know. It's backslash. Yeah, there it is. 46.1. I want to take this and then like kind of make that be the same, I presume. 948. All right, how do you make this meet? 859 948. So I want to shift that over by... What in the world are you doing? I'm trying to make sure that these screw holes are positioned somewhat accurately. Somewhat. So that would be 0.009. 6848 plus 0.8. 0.08. All right. There we go. So this is 0.948, and this right here is 0.948. Okay, perfect. Sorry, that was supposed to be a PM? What? You're PMing me? Or what? Okay, let's see. There's probably a good exact-ish level here for this as well. $46 point... Oh, to someone else. Okay, so this is a little off, actually. This one should be... Let's check that one more time. Yeah, this needs to be shifted over to the right just a little bit more, I think. Plus 0.085. Okay. Is that off by just a little bit? Shit. You get my lurk on? Appreciate it. Technique. Thank you, thank you. All right. That's pretty good. Okay, and then the other ones are supposed to be about 90.33 from here to here. So that's a little bit too wide. .33 or so. So this needs to shift in about, what is that? 266. Oh shit, wrong guy. All right, let's chill. All right, this one definitely needs a lot of work as well. 689. So it needs to shift to the left about 0.359. All right, it's lit. Okay. So now at this point, these should be where I think they should be if we try to overlay this on the original. You can kind of see that it is like a little off, but then that is also probably just, again, due to the imperfections of the photo and the trace. This one seems pretty damn accurate. Okay, and then if we take all of these and then do the same exercise we did before, which was to paste that in place, rotate it by 180, and then drag all of these down to the bottom, we could see where there might be, I don't know, some possible differences or similarities. So this right here, 6, 7, 8. So I think this is a little off. Yeah, that's the 4. Just want to shift this. Try to get that as even as possible there. 6, 7, 8. So this whole thing should probably just move down. 1, 4. There we go. Okay, and so now we can look at this and see, okay, how accurate could this be? And then this is kind of where we see a little bit of that weirdness, right? Because there's a chance that these two might need to shift over by about 0.01 millimeters. And I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if that's right, but that's kind of what it seemed like from doing this on the actual plate. So, like, we could, I don't know, 0.1. Like, and then now that, like, looks slightly more correct. So then, at this point now, whatever my choice is, I'm going to leave that as being, like, I'm going to unshift that. So I'm going to leave this so that it's perfectly symmetrical. And then from here, one would presume that we could, like, just merge all of these together. And then this would be the outline of our plate. So yeah. So there's a plate with a bunch of extra acoustic cuts that we probably don't need. Whatever. I mean, honestly, so, okay, here's the funny thing about this, is that after all of that, I'm not even going to get this plate cut because I don't need to. What I would rather do is, you know, now that I have the basic idea of what this plate looks like, I would rather put on like Alps and IROX cutouts and then get those cut instead. Kill Combat already has 2 plates. I already have 2 MX plates. Like between the two of us, we have 4 MX plates. We just need more PCBs. And if I were to get more PCBs, which already do have, you know, both Alps and MX compatibility, I wouldn't be getting this cut in MX. But at least this gives us an idea of what to do. So, like, I mean, I could just, like, steal something IROX, like this Dolly 60s IROX cutouts itself, and just paste this on a new layer here. And it's like, boom, we got IROX, you know? However we do this. Anyways, I'll do this later. I'm kind of done with this. So with that said, I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to rename this plate file 60 MX. Do not buy. That way, it's a reminder to myself when I look at this that the next time I do this, it's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to do this in IROX and Alps. Okay, and then, so that kind of concludes the plate work that we're doing today. I'm going to pivot over to do what we regularly had scheduled here, which is the Z60 build. But another thing to note is I do have 2 McLovin PCBs for my KMac LE TKL and only 1 plate. Technically, I have 3 PCBs, but the original PCB is kind of a, you know, it sucks. There's a bunch of lifted pads. It's like, you know, those weak old legacy OG custom PCBs is just like not good. So I have 2 McLovin PCBs, so I only have 2 PCBs, but I only have 1 plate. So I'm thinking of doing this whole exercise all over again. I just forgot to take the pictures of the TKL plate, but it's also currently built right now. So I have to desolder the KMac LE, take this picture, and then do everything we just did again. But that's like a whole nother day. We're not going to do that today. But it's just a thought that I had of something that we might want to do soon. That way I can get all these plates cut at once. And that'll solve all of that. Okay. Let's build a keyboard. So the funny thing here is that I was trying to sell this Z60. And then now I'm kind of like changing my mind. I don't know, unless like Rongdongs really wants it. He was the only person that like had genuine interest. I'm now looking at this like, maybe I'll just keep it. But anyways, the funny thing was, before I was trying to put it up for sale, I took out the stabilizers from the already unbuilt PCB, thinking, okay, like whatever, I'm going to sell it. I'd rather just keep these stabilizers. And then I used those stabilizers in another board. And now to build this all over again, I'm going to have to prepare some stabilizers. But anyways, let's grab this build out here, or the board. Just take a look at this. So here's the PCB. We're going to do the EV01. Oh yeah, here's the price tag. Nice, Matt. Corn, welcome. Anubis, welcome. Appreciate it. We got some foam we'll never use, a cable, blah, blah, blah. All right, here we go. So I also have the original red bars, but there's a pretty significant ano scuff on one of them, so I've never legitimately used it. So we've just been using the brass bars, which I've had a love-hate relationship with, to be honest. But I'm thinking now, my idea is that if we... Yeah, this is FR4. If we were to... I don't know, run GMK Who High on it, that it would... I think it would possibly look pretty good, but we'll just have to find out. And yeah, also I screwed in the plate backwards. All right. Okay, so this is a solder build. So I'm gonna go grab the cutting mat, the big boy. Gonna work on some stabilizers. We've already built this in the past. We know that it works. I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen that kind of layout support for caps lock tab. Yeah, no, it's just it's just backwards. I think we could probably go back to the VOD and see when I did it. I probably did it out of spite and then totally forgot until I started to try to sell it. And then now I kind of maybe want to keep it again, unless this build makes me change my mind and want to get rid of it. We'll see. Yeah, we'll go with TX. This is just this is a gasket mount, like a pour-on gasket mount, so we're good. All right, let me grab some stuff back here. What do we need? Alright, that's 7U, I think. Oh, how low are we getting on these 7U wires? May need to potentially make another purchase soon. Yeah, this is right. There's some 7U wires if you need more. Oh, good. I want to get the Canon Keys ones. Best price. Corn, thank you for that. Also, yeah, by the way, guys, make sure you get in your contributions. A couple of lucky characters today had opportunities to double submit because I had some connection issues at the beginning of stream. Had to disconnect. Oh, you know what we need? We need a black. Oh, wait, hold up. Did I not take them out of here? I didn't. Do I have an unused black anywhere? I guess it wouldn't be in here. Whereas ZK have these just random 7U wires. I mean, they look like Duroc, but they don't advertise them as Duroc, so the answer is I don't know. Probably Duroc or their own. Here we go. All right. Ah, God, I keep forgetting shit. All right. I think that's everything. Whoa. All right, I got some news and notes for you guys. Let's see what it is. Oh, I ended up seeing the Type B EC kit has gone up on Canon Keys, so I might pick that up. I don't know why I didn't anticipate that there would be. And then now there's a part of me wishing that I didn't get 2 MX kits. I wish I only gotten 1. Yes, there's a UC Berkeley meetup on Sunday. I don't know if anyone here is interested in going to that. Maybe I will. I don't know yet. Soda Hall. Yeah, the KMAC Happy Plate's done. We just did the Skeleton 60 plate, or at least the first draft of it in MX. Let's see, what else have I written down here? Oh, the Z60 V2. I mean, it says the group buys ended, but it still seems to be on sale on Rebolt. So I'm like kind of now considering, should I get another one? I know it hasn't even delivered yet, but I'm like kind of like, should I get another Alu? I'm thinking of getting that burgundy. I don't think I'm going to get the brown. The brown's super interesting, but I already have a brown. So I'm really thinking about getting the burgundy and then throwing on the Idea 23 caps on them. I saw the Trigon is up, so I might be getting in on that. I think I'm gonna go for an Anno. You know, I gotta say, I really, really, really want a teal Anno keyboard, but I don't think I like that color for the Trigon. Like, I like that color, I just don't want it to be on a Trigon. I just wish that color was on another board. I've made some sales. Very happy. We're selling through some of the hats, the merch extras, exclamation merch. If y'all want to see it. I also did put up some of my for sale stuff up on Mech Market. Also had a couple sales there today. It's good. Very, very slowly getting rid of all this stuff in my apartment. After adding so much to it. Oh, I've made good on a many years long New Year's resolution. I started using my dishwasher. Blasphemy. I gotta say it is a little faster, but like it's like, because I don't know everything that's dishwasher safe that I own, so it's like there's definitely still stuff I need to wash by hand. or that I think I need to wash by hand. Like, here's a question. Are there dishes that are dishwasher safe but not microwave safe? Because I have a couple plates that, like, if you microwave on those plates, they get really hot compared to all my other plates. So, like, I gotta wonder, is like, if it does that, is it safe in a dishwasher? Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to do. This is AP. Let me grab a paper towel. Another thing, like, how much plastic is dishwasher safe? I don't know these rules. Shoney's welcome. I usually throw some Tupperware in the dishwasher, but not all of it. And it's fine? Yeah, so far. Okay, so I put some BDZ on the bend by accident, tried wiping it off. And when people say it doesn't work, my question is, what does it mean by it doesn't work? Because I was able to clip this in. But I don't know if that... I don't know if that's an indicator of whether or not it doesn't work if I didn't wipe all of it off. Trying to switch to those glass Tupperware things. Might be sluggish. Seems okay for now. We'll see. Will this become a reason to hate this Z60 again? I think I got as much of it as I could. A blueberry pug, welcome. I do stickers at the end. Oh, I guess I should add the prints. Oh, speaking of prints, I was actually thinking about this. It turns out, like, the USPS standard postcard, like, paper thickness or paper weight is a range that all my photo papers fall into. So it's like I could just turn all of my prints into postcards and then just send those. But then you guys wouldn't get as many stickers unless you want me to stick it directly onto it. I don't know. Just had that thought. Decisions. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because 4x6 still does fit in envelopes that I would still otherwise be using for stickers and prints. So it's no hair off my back. I just thought it was an interesting idea of my prints could be postcards. Couple of other pieces of news. I missed it. Andre 3000 is having his flute tour, and he's having, I think, 4 shows in San Francisco, and by the time I realized they were on sale, they were already all sold out. They went up at 10 a.m. and I just forgot. Like, I was looking at it late last night. I was thinking, okay, I should check it out at 10 a.m. I checked it out at 10:40 a.m. and all 4 shows are sold out. Oops. Which I guess is fine, honestly. Like, I remember not having very high expectations for that album. Because I feel like the only reason anyone would actually listen to this is because they know it was Andre 3000. And that if it wasn't Andre 3000, no one would care. But I'd listened to it and I was like, okay, this is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, actually, like, not good. But it was okay. You know? It wasn't bad. Anyways, he's going on tour, and I missed out on tickets. So, oops. This, I will actually probably test out these stabilizers. I don't usually test them out, mostly because I always forget, but I probably should here just to see, because I did get some BDZ on there by accident. You know what I also want to do actually is my 2 iron 160s are both using TX clip-in stabilizers, and I kind of want to change them to like Durox, like something screw-in, just because I guess I could use APs. But those have those stupid ass the PCB has those stupid ass like openings for where the clip-in would go. Like, they were just, like, entirely cut out the bottom. So I kind of just want to redo both of those builds in some way. So I got to get around to that. I'm just, like, thinking. I've actually been trying to schedule all my outstanding builds, which, again, still doesn't count boards that haven't come in yet. And we have quite a bit, but then, like, it's just, like, the feeling of being near the end is pretty palpable. So then I'm just like, okay, well, what's after that? Like, is there really legitimately no keyboard stuff? And the answer is no. There's always going to be keyboard stuff, even if it's just, like, doing recordings. But in terms of builds, like, I could kind of foresee that if I keep up the schedule, like, by March it would be stuff that it's like, oh, let's go and revisit, just like boards that are already built but we need to like fix in some way. This thing been open this whole time. It's been bothering me. Okay, now there isn't. Hopefully this is okay. We got to get this open so I can retrieve the plate. So I got a message today from Golden Voice, and it was weird because it was a message that like seemed both optimistic and pessimistic at the same time in regards to the future of like the photography team. Basically, it sounded like there's gonna be fewer paid shows, but of the ones that are paid, they're gonna be paying more. But I already kind of feel like the team is so big, the team of photographers, that it's just like it's probably just gonna be hard to get shows in the first place. So it's weird. Like, they were mentioning, yeah, there might be some times where you're not even going to hear from us because there's already just going to be shows that are going to be covered. It's weird. It's a little weird. So I'm like kind of trying to figure out how to cope with it. My thought is I should probably just look for other opportunities because I've really only just done shoots for specifically Golden Voice, this one promoter, where I probably should be looking to venture out and trying to find other promoters or like try to find work with like local magazines. So it's like, okay, this is probably the direction I should be going in. It's just I gotta make it happen. Is that like a quiet firing for all the photographers? No, I think it's just there was some feedback given to them. Like they had an end of the year feedback. Like it kind of vaguely sort of feels like that, but it's the thing is like all of this is just like it's kind of like a side gig for everybody. I gotta find these switches. So the thing is that like there's definitely like busy seasons. So like for example, like when Coachella's going on, that's like the opportunity for a lot of those Coachella artists to like in between the two Coachella weekends, come up and do like San Francisco or just like, you know, Oakland shows. So like I would imagine that for like a month like that, like they're gonna have a lot of requests for photographers to come in, but it's just like there's probably just gonna be some months where we're just not gonna be contacted, because it definitely feels like I've seen like whenever Golden Voice like repost my stuff or repost any of the house photography that gets done, there definitely seems to be like an A team for sure, because there's some pretty incredible shots that that I get to see. I just know that so many companies are opting for quiet firing wherever they can instead of proper layoffs or firings. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like that's kind of why it looked like it was weird, because it's like, oh, like they did say like, yeah, we took your feedback. You know, we're changing things up a little. You know, and the shows are gonna pay more. There's just gonna be fewer of them. But they also said like, I mean, And this has always been the case. Like, and I've actually done this where it's just that like you could always ask for like press credentials for like shows that we won't pay for. So like it's just like an opportunity for you to, I don't know, be able to bring your equipment if you really wanted to, and then you get like an extra free ticket for, you know, yourself and a friend. So if it's like, if I have any friends that want to go to shows, it's like, yeah, I mean, we can go shoot, or like I can go and then, you know, I'll shoot. I won't be able to hang out with you because I'm going to be working. And I did this. I mean, like, Father is my, you know, one of my top 3 favorite rappers. That show wasn't paid, and it's just a matter of like, they don't really have the budget for a venue that size for that type of tour. So yeah, it kind of is. You're supposed to sit around, but like, I can afford that luxury because like, I'm not a full-time photographer. Like for me, it's very much a side thing. Yeah. I just feel like more especially bad for those who, you know, for whom it's not. Oh, I just I did not test the stabilizers. What do you do full time if you don't mind me asking? I work in software. Use chopstick, by the way, welcome. I got here late. Hey, hey. Me, I would say you got here on time. If you made it, you're on time. I try. Me too. Thank you for that contribution. Guys, get your contributions in. If you guys want to see me activate Windows. Replyful, welcome. I bought a set of these switches and never bothered using or lubing them. How are they? So there were 2 rounds of this. This one is the very first round that I think the group buy was in like 2020, and I guess it must have like actually delivered in 2021. There's a second round and subsequent rounds, but this very first round, the purple is not very accurate to EV01, to be honest. Or EVA01. The subsequent rounds really corrected that very well. Regardless, to answer your question of how they are, they're basically just like any other JWK switch. Very smooth. So, you know, if you need a smooth switch, you go for it. If you want something that would theme very well with a purple or green or red, go for it. crazy. I didn't snap all these closed, I guess. I think I have R1. I initially bought them doing an Evangelion build. Yeah. All right. So I didn't do this earlier when I probably should have, but I need to test the stabilizers. So I'm going to grab a couple of these keycaps here. Try it out. Whoa. All right. I mean, I guess this is fine. Picked up the 01 and 00, but ironically skipped out on the 02, which is the only one I actually like the colors of. I never got the 00 or the 02s. Kind of wished I did, but oh well. Seems fine to me. Oh shit. Okay. So, with that, let us commence the soldering stage. Well, I guess clean up a little first. This window here, get some air in. It's been kind of raining on and off the last several days. I woke up this morning, it was really coming down. Cleared up, had phases of drizzling in and out. I literally went in on the Oolong R2 run so I could build one of the Kaze PCBs with them, since it'll match the British Racing Green Kaze. Green on green on green, how OCD is that? I like theming boards. What's funny is when you're theming a board and then like there's always this like chance that like it's like from a sound or feel perspective it's not good, but damn, like it looks so good all together, you know? It's funny thinking that, you know? Alright, so this over. If you got eagle eyes, drop eagle eyes in chat. I'm just going to check, make sure everything is, all the pins are through. No! Oh, bro. Okay, so this is like a weird situation where they probably were all through because it just PCB just slid out perfectly. Now, my guess is it's fine, but we're gonna need to do or be really diligent about aligning this after the first legs get soldered. Okay. Looks good so far. Oh. Oh. What's this? Is this a... I can't tell what this is. Hold on. Is it this one? Ah, it's a weird one. It's like kind of bent. It could have worked, but it was just weird looking. What the fuck? Wait, is this another one? Ah, that one was bent. The one right next to it. Up front, I haven't looked for green stabilizers either. Eagle eyes, hummingbird hands, right? Okay, I think we're good. I think C3 ones are the best of the fancy color stabilizers, but you gotta go through Taobao for them nowadays. Are they good? I feel like I've heard people having issues with C3 stabilizers, but I've never used them, honestly. Probably do white or clear. I'm not that invested. It would be nice, but not required. I think, honestly, different color stabilizers is kind of weird. I'm just, like, throwing it out there. Like, it's a little bit weird. Like, when your stabilizers match. That's, like, too much. T3s were a step over Durox, but nothing to write home about. Interesting. I like Duroc. Koala, welcome. Oh, you were talking about the Trigon earlier? Oh, yeah, I said, yeah, I saw that the Trigon dropped, or I think it did, right? I think the US vendor's Dankeebs. I didn't actually look at Dankeebs. I was looking at some other page that said it dropped. But yeah, what I was talking about was, like, that teal that they have is a really nice teal, but I don't think that that's the teal. Like, I don't think the Trigon is the board that I want that teal on for the Anno. Like, I wish that teal was available in more other different boards. Does that make sense? I ordered these on a whim. Might work. If not, I have a green sign they can go on. Lotus. The cedar green? I think that's what it was, right? Whatever, because I know that there's an Anno, and then the other one's like a, I guess, Cerakote. So whichever one's the Anno one, I think I'd prefer to get an Anno. What are your guys' thoughts on Anno versus Cerakote or other coats? E-coat? Powder coat? I feel like for me, I always just like Anno the best. I see what you mean about the teal on this board. Yeah, it's a great teal. I just don't think this is the board for it. What's interesting thing about the mode set to me is that it comes with mac and cheese. Yeah, that was I feel like that was a big deal for my brother, because my brother is like he's a Mac OS user, and to him it's a big deal to have Mac keys, even though I've assured him several times that it really doesn't matter. So like I found that very nifty that like mode actually includes all of that. Like they include everything, Windows, Mac, and like, you know, generic. I go for Anno most when possible. I do have a couple of E-coated, like E-whiteboards. And there's a part that thinks it's good that I have these, but at the same time, I always just think about like, man, what would it be like if this were anodized? I think about that for my skeleton, my what else? TX60 PC, which half of it is E-coated. My Sangyo 60. Like sometimes I'm just left to wonder, what if? What time is it? Oh, it's 12:18. I think, yeah, we'll just do this quick build. Hopefully it'll be quick. I don't know. And we'll just do a print after. I keep writing on my stream to-dos. Yeah, let's do these cherry browns after, and then I'm just like, I don't think we're gonna do it. I think it's just like I'm getting a little bit averse to like having streams so late and long, because I have 7 a.m.s. But if our next stream is going to be on Friday, that's when that maybe I could have that be a little longer for. You could hip your brother to the utility called Alt/Tab. It mimics well Windows Alt/Tab is much better than Mac OS version. No, yeah, that's the thing, is that like, again, I've assured him that it doesn't matter, but it seems like it seems as though it's very important to him. Like, both the layout that he wants plus what's on the legend of the keycap that it's on. Like, I don't know. That's his quirk, I guess. You may not know about the util I'm talking about. Oh. Yeah, maybe he doesn't, because I don't even know if I do. But if my E-coated boards are sand and beige, I think about if I got anodes. Yeah, right, you just like think about it. You're just like, oh man, what if I chose this life? You know? What if things were this way? That's why I'm a little excited. I'm supposed to be getting in the IDB60 soon. Ashley has finished that job. I sent the payment. I don't know if she's actually shipped it out yet, but I'm curious. It was exciting to see it go from whatever the hell that guy did that I bought it from to see what Arnold's did. Even though I didn't like Arnold's, it was still somewhat exciting to see it. And then now I'm going to be excited again to not have that shocky ass finish. Get it to be something else. It's weird though, because I think just across all of them, the guy who initially sold it to me, plus Arnold's, plus Ashley, I think the IDB60 specifically had this weird kind of finishing issue on the actual board itself that I don't think that any type of coat could actually get rid of. Because I noticed it in one of the pictures, that it just there's something a little bit weird that it has had throughout all of the coating. But I am curious to just see it in person for sure. I get it. My wife is the same way. I, however, don't care. My brain switches up between Mac and Linux fairly easily. Yeah, I don't know. We're all different, right? Make everyone use blank keycaps. I don't mind blank keycaps. It's just that sometimes it's a little bit harder to type passwords when I'm not sitting down. If I'm if I just got out of the shower, I'm still naked, trying to type in my password while I'm hunched over my desk typing, I'm just shit. This is not as comfortable as sitting down having my index fingers on the home rows. The F and J keys. You know what I mean? You know that very specific scenario that I'm sure we're all in? The other thing too about blank keycaps is that it's hard to mount them. To get the profiles right. Funny enough, point taken. I was in that exact scenario a bit ago. Blank keycaps, naked, trying to type in a password to log in. I'm thinking maybe next stream or the stream after, I'll just tack on the KMac LE desoldering job. Just because, again, we want to get some pictures of the plate that could hopefully try doing this this plate generation exercise for. And then, I don't know, then rebuild that in some other subsequent stream. I'm playing Mario RPG. I mentioned this the other day. And it's crazy because like there's a part of me that's like, this game feels a lot shorter than I remember. Like I kind of vaguely remember it feeling like it took like maybe double the time. It's still a great game, don't get me wrong. It's just like, I'm just surprised because I remember when this remake came out, someone mentioned that they finished the game in like 15 hours. And I mean, I guess like I'm on pace for that. I think I'm at like 11 or 12 now. But there's still a part that feels like, man, this feels like, I don't know. I have a nostalgia of it being like a big grand game that like just took way, way longer, and I don't know. I guess that's that's what growing up is about. Whew. Okay, that was funny because I couldn't tell if that snapped in right or if I cracked my knuckle really, really quietly. I've been getting some decent clicks here. What do you guys think of Pal World? There's a part of me that's kind of like, it seems interesting, but I don't know. Kind of wonder. Yeah, that's for sure something that's on my mind. It's like, it looks interesting. I wonder if, like, obviously there's, you know, the big broader thing and people are saying is like it's kind of like Pokemon with guns, but then looking into it more, people are saying like it's a little more than that, in the sense that like it's like that plus like a bunch of other possible games that you could combine it with. Yeah, Ark Survival. I think there's people who have kind of mentioned other games that you could kind of look at it as, but I don't know. Yeah, I just wonder like how it's funny. It's funny because like I remember I caught 39 Daft playing it the other day, and like the first thing I noticed when I opened up her stream was like she was in a box system that looked exactly like Pokemon's box system, and then on top of that, or like Pokemon's Arceus Legends box system. And then after that, like I just noticed that like, yeah, man, like there is a heavy Pokemon influence here. Like there was a Pokemon named Incineram, and I'm like, this is, I don't know, this is just like a leaner, cuter, I don't know, like a sleeker version of Incineroar. Like, it's like if Pokemon Arceus was a more developed game. Yeah. And like there's a part of it, like it's intriguing, but there's another sense of it where I'm just like, like it's weird because I'm like, is it gonna have the same magic as Pokemon? And then there's another angle of it is like, well, does Pokemon even have magic to begin with? Grizzy, by the way, welcome. Like, I know that like there's some people like who have that perspective of just like, yeah, like why couldn't Game Freak just make a better game to begin with? Like, So it's just very weird. And then like, you know, how much of it is really just riding the wave, you know, just like what's the big trending game right now. So it's like I don't know. It seems like a lot of invested time to invest in it when it's like I'm already putting in all these hours in Splatoon and right now currently Mario RPG, which I'm already like 2 months late for. I think part of it is that Nintendo might not have given Game Freak enough time to develop a proper Pokemon game. It's a big mix of everything, I think. There's no time to innovate, but at the same time, there's still no good innovations on the Pokemon front between what's happening between like Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, and Game Freak. And there's also some legitimate reasons for it. It's just that Pokemon just always has a lot of stuff going on. You know, you talk about like, you know, the TV shows, the trading card games, the movies, the toys. All this stuff just makes it like a big franchise that they really need to cycle through things quickly. So you're not going to have like the perfect game in that cycle of a generation if there's so many other things to think about, like events, just random events. So like Pokemon is kind of held to a weird, different, in some ways worse standard than a lot of Nintendo's other games, I think. Something eerily similar happened with Modern Warfare 3. A delayed game can be good, but a rushed game is always bad. Give me Pokemon Stadium remake. If they remake Diamond for the Switch, I'm buying a Switch. Didn't they already do that? The Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? They already did that. And I didn't finish it. I actually really enjoyed it. I just didn't finish it because when? This was like a couple years ago. Look it up. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. BDSP. I didn't finish it because right before the Elite Four, my ball is about to beg for mercy. Right before the Elite Four, the thing before the Elite Four, how do I put it? I felt like there was like too much grinding to get like leveled up high enough for the Elite Four. Like between the 8th gym leader and the Elite Four. Like, and the way in which you have to grind in that very specific phase of that game, just it feels like a slog. But it's weird because everything up until that point was excellent. I loved it. And I'm sure everything after the Elite Four is also excellent. I just didn't get to it because of that weird slog. It was kind of like I played it's funny, I was playing Wind Waker for the Wii U. And there was that one point that was also very similar to that where you were like, I don't know, had to do some, I don't remember. You had to do some shit with some ships in Wind Waker. And I was like, oh, this is kind of taking a while. And then people were talking to me about how like, oh man, if you thought that was bad, it was way worse on the GameCube. Like they made that like shorter for the Wii U version. And I already thought that the Wii U version, I'm just like, man, what am I doing right now? This weird, like, semi-endgame slog. And it's the same thing where it's just like, yeah, everything up till that point was excellent. Wind Waker goated. I haven't played Smash in a while. I haven't played most of the DLC characters. I think I have all of them. Just haven't played as them. Like, I think I bought all the DLC in advance. Still haven't played as them. Yes, I haven't played a Nintendo game in a long time. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Different strokes. Like, I have a pretty nice PC that could play a lot of PC games, but I haven't really played that much since building my PC. Okay, I think we're done, but drop some eagle eyes if you care to. Let's see if we've missed any pins here. Looks pretty good. Alright, I think we're good. Lately it's either Warframe, City Skylines, or some from software game. Speaking of, I still need to buy Armored Core 6. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. I think we're good. Let's move this out of the way. We'll wipe this down. Okie doke. I'm gonna go wash my hands and I will be right back. I guess this is kind of nice to test. I just remember having a really, really bad time with the initial build of this board. But, you know, after you initially build it, it's not so terrible. But I'm gonna figure out how to give this a test. I think it's VIA compatible. I don't really remember. I guess not. I don't remember how I actually programmed this, but whatever. Okay, seems good. Cool. Alright. So I personally found this at the time to be very annoying, but we'll see how it compares to something like the Type 60, which has the same or a similar sort of setup, whereby you have these top and bottom bars. You just gotta like make sure that they're aligned right. And screwing them in. Let's see if my mind has changed. I can picture this being a bit more annoying if you have keycaps mounted on. Yeah, this isn't so bad. I just hope this is right. Okay, I think I kind of vaguely remember this top one being pretty annoying. But I think if I hold it like this in the center, it hopefully shouldn't be so bad. Oh god. Okay, I think like just barely finger tight all four of them first and then tighten them up. There we go. And I think that's good. Okay, so this wasn't terrible, just a little weird. I don't think this is quite as nice as the Type 60 though, in terms of how you put it together, just because of that weird situation there. Let's just give this another shot right here. Okay, so I think I gotta go grab the Polaris because that's what has Huhai right now. And then on top of that, we're gonna figure out what we want to replace that Huhai build with. But actually before I do that, let's see. If it's on the separate build, because I don't actually know if it is or not. Polaris. Okay, so this should be on the build that it currently is in. So let me go grab that. Ah, haha! We have a pouch. We can replace this with a, you know, a lens cloth. Is that? Wow, that's like really out of focus. I don't know. Okay, we'll just do overhead. This actually should be pretty obvious on what to do. I remember I was really excited to put these keycaps on this board specifically, and now I'm totally switching gears, putting it on another board. So we can try to find out what we want to throw on this one. This is an E yellow, but it's kind of orangish. What do you guys think? I should have a like a quick link that would filter out or filter through what my key sets are. You know, also I think that this is probably not true. I think the way that I had written this code to make this last updated work isn't actually right. Because I don't think this was the last time I updated this. I'm not sure. I think it's like updating it too frequently. Or this data is getting updated too weirdly. Anyways, I kind of want to make something that makes it so that anything that's unused is just shown automatically. So that way I could just like paste it in, you guys could give suggestions. I think that would probably be somewhat helpful. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts of what you want to see on this. Oblivion monochrome. That one doesn't seem terrible. Could go back to using CRP. I do want to save Reforged for one of the copper boards that I'll be getting down the line. Let me sort by MX first. I guess that should be fine. MX unused. Oblivion. Terra Drive. Oh, not Terra Drive. Yeah, Terra Drive. There's CRP Orange Cyrillic, which was what was on this before. Regal. Mictlan? I guess I never mounted Mictlan to anything. Wait, I sold DMK Ghost. This shouldn't be here. I need to fix that. I think I sold DMK Ghost. Now I'm not even sure anymore. Terror? Terror would be kind of weird on this. I think I'd rather put Terror on that future z60 revival, which Klexus, I don't know if you're still there, but wondering if we're still going to do that thing. Swapping bottoms? Desco color? That's another option too. I still have muted? Do I? I'm like looking at this now wondering how true any of this is. Dandy, I don't think would look very good on this. Greg, I don't think is the same yellow. Yeah, I definitely need to update this. There's some of this that's just not quite right. So there are a few options. I didn't make note of any of them, so I have to scroll back up and do it afterwards. Oh shit. I put Q where O was. I was like real confused for a second. Alright. So there it is. What y'all think of this? I kind of like it. I think I've been looking for a long time of what could look good on this, and I don't think this is bad. But what do you guys think? In the meantime, let me search this up. Oh shit. Or search up the potential key sets to put back onto the Polaris. Damn, there's a bunch of fucked up stuff on this key sets thing that I need to fix. Oops. Which key set for Polaris? Also I got a response from GMK saying, yes, a key set in 2013 probably did use pad printing. I kind of want to respond, even though they have already kind of answered this question of like, would there be any plans to go back to like offering pad printing, even though in a previous message they said GMK only offers UV printing? There's a part of me that still wants to ask, would you ever go back to having pad printing as an option again? What do you guys think? Should I ask? Like, there's kind of like, what's the point of me asking? Because they're kind of already going to say no, but even if whatever they say, it's not like I'm going to be running a key set. Bento? I guess this is an opportunity to maybe use Bento. They did answer it, but yeah, it would probably be worthwhile to ask further if you had evidence of sufficient demand. Yeah. I mean, the evidence is the random people I have here in chat who have said, like, yeah, the raising kind of sucks. Oh, there's kind of too many options. I don't think people want to see this. I don't think people want to see Bento Revival on this. I don't know. Probably not Terra Drive. You should ask so they know there's demand from random people here. Ricky, welcome. Earth tones? I don't know if earth tones would look good on this. Sick thing, welcome. Ooh, here's another option. I could steal Purple Knight. GMK Purple Knight. What does Purple Knight look like again? I think that would be more... Would that be more or less Laker-like than VOC was? Because I also have Regal, but that Regal is almost like... Regal's very, like, very dark. Okay, how about this? We'll do a series of... We'll do a series of polls. We'll do more than one poll. Let me check. I'm just looking to see all the possible options to write in. Okay, we'll do a 5-minute poll. Get your votes in. Which key set type for this Polaris, which is not even the board we built? Some CRP beige, some purple GMK set, some Dolch-ish looking GMK set, or other. Other might be in like the blue family. I just want to give that as an option. It could be in the blue family, bluish family, or it could be anything else. Nico, welcome. We were just talking about how you didn't really like the UV raising. So I did get a response from GMK saying like, yeah, something that old from 2013 had to have been pad printing because they did offer it then. And we were just talking about like, hey, like, is it worthwhile to just ask them, would you ever consider offering pad printing again? Which is kind of a pointless question because they've already said they only offer UV printing. And also, I don't really plan on running a key set myself. So kind of a pointless response follow-up. Anyways, there's a poll right now for what key set type you want to see on this board, which is the one we didn't build today. I just stole these keycaps to put onto this one that we did build. This is the Z60. It's like a ruby color with these brass bars here on both the top and the bottom. Just thought it would be kind of cool to see GMK hoo-hi on it. Anyways, I have too many open unused key sets, so I'm giving you guys categories to choose from so we can run a different poll afterwards. I guess I should also probably run a prediction, but it's kind of weird to run a prediction and a poll at the same time, unless you guys like maximum chat box chaos. Iron Man type beat. It kind of does look like Iron Man, huh? Oh, let me also just throw this out there. So the other category could have McLawn, because I've been trying to find a home for McLawn. McLawn, Earth Tones, Bento, Taiga, I don't know. It's all on the collection page if you want to see. Wait, the board sounded heavy? It's not. I mean, there's brass bars. See more at my collection if you want to see the available MX unused key sets. GMK Purple would include, I guess, either Regal or Purple Knight. I don't think I'm going to take off VOC just for this, because we've already done VOC in the past. Do I have anything else purplish? I have Terror. Greg. We've done Greg on this before. I didn't really like it. What's the hype or lore around Imsto? They were the first semi-available like PBT coming from overseas, like in the early mid 2010s, like the most readily available ones. What else? They had some at that time pretty accurate-ish, like cherry legend designs on them. Let's think. They came in some interesting colors. Like there were some like there was a dark gray. I sold it to Kimchi Jody Boy. There was like a weird light blue that was kind of funny looking. And then I think later on down the line there were some like beige sets that were kind of like run joint between Imsto and Ivan Ivanovich, who eventually kind of exit scammed later down the line after having a bunch of successful Imsto and GMK group buys. But then it got kind of weird like later on down the line, not talking about Ivan, but Imsto eventually started putting his legends on EPBT/Gateron blanks, and then they ended up feeling a little different. I think Imsto had some like the original Imsto caps had an interesting texture, but I don't know that those are being produced anymore. I don't really know. I'm not sure. So yeah. Anyways, GMK Purple ones. So I think yeah, we're just gonna do. I'm not gonna do VOC. I'm not gonna pull that off. For Polaris, GMK Purple Knight, GMK Regal, GMK Terror. I don't really want to do Terror. I don't even know if I want to provide that as an option. It's kind of weird. Ski Dad on yellow. Yeah, we've tried Ski Dad on this before. This is what this looks like, and it's kind of interesting because this is definitely a more orange yellow. So then the orange on this looks really good on it, and that actually like my motivation for getting this way back in like 2021 or so was because I saw someone who had this combo of this like very orangish yellow Polaris with a Ski Data on it. Interesting story behind them. Yeah, I guess at this point now they're just rare because there were some interesting set designs that came through with them. Like I have like the Irish, which is like kind of a rare set. I have like an apple, like I think it's like a oblique Univers. You know, it's kind of like that apple look that's on the AEK. Okay, I don't think there's any other purples I have, so let's just go with these three. If only I had Phantom. Oh yeah, the Phantom group buy is still going on, right? Phantom SA. A rare Phantom. Okay, anyways. The second pull is up. Get your votes in. I'm just going to continue cleaning, and once we're getting close to the end of this poll, that's when I'll put up a prediction period for typing. So here's the then funny thing, is that if you guys choose Purple Knight, then I have to figure out what to put on the B60, which is what Purple Knight is on right now. Which is probably not going to be CRP, because I have two B60 builds, one of which is already using CRP. I vote for pizza. I'm suddenly hungry. I'm a little hungry too. Gotta head to bed. Just want to pop in and say hello. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for dropping by. KKB, Helleborus, and IC, which I kind of like more than Phantom. Interesting. Let me take a look at that. I've never tried Kikobo yet. Kikobo, how do you spell it? Helleborus. This looks exactly like Phantom, except I guess there's two-tone. I don't know, I kind of like Phantom more than this, personally. I feel like there's kind of a lot going on. Crap, I'm supposed to be cleaning up. I'm just eating nuts instead. Man, I like kind of killed this really fast. I think it's been like 2 or 3 days. Got a big ass thing of peanuts the other day. I need to eat all of it soon. Are they salted or unsalted? Or are they like got some kind of flavor or smoke to them? Man, I don't want to touch any of the soldering stuff because I'm like, I'd rather just eat this. Salted, but they're not super salty? Okay. Could easily eat the whole thing. Hell yeah. Do it. What was that? Oh, keyhole. Wow, it looks like Regal's winning. Was that really 5 minutes? Holy shit. Why did that 5 minutes seem way faster than the first 5 minutes? Maybe because I was eating all these nuts. Alright, Regal. Where are you? Is this Regal? I think this is Regal. Bitter seeds. Thanks so much. All right, let me run a prediction. We'll make it 5 minutes, just because it's probably going to take me 5 minutes or more. To mount these keycaps. Especially if I keep eating these nuts. This is funny because it's definitely just like darker, less red VOC when I place them on this board. Everybody working morning. Thanks for the stream. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Have a good one. We also still need to do a print. I think I'm going to repeat a print, FGH, because I want to see the difference between like highest versus standard print quality. If I could tell the difference. Problem is, I need to remember what paper I used. Oh, get your wagers in, by the way. If you haven't already. There we go. This is a little harder to sort of see or make out the purple. At some angles it's really there, but at some angles it just looks like black. Is there a low-res print option? There is not, at least not one I could find. I think I know which one it was. Oh shit, of quick I put this in. Oh, damn! I worked out 2 days ago. Still kind of sore from it. I need to go more frequently. I was supposed to stream last night so I could work out tonight. Didn't do it. Okay, looks like it's finished up here. All right, so we got a 60-second test. This is the Corky Z60 FR4 plate EV01 R1 switches with Geon 65 gram 22 millimeter 3-stage springs. Brass bars and GMK Huai. All right, put this downwards. Goal is 138. Put this there. All right, let's go. Oh shit. Got him. All right. There it is. What do you guys think? A few more. Oh shit! Tic Tac Talk with the big old raid! Oh my goodness. Mr. Thackthok, welcome, welcome. How's it going? Hello, hello. We're just doing some type tests here. We're working on the Z60. How's your stream? You're around longer AU time. You actually ended early. Yeah, yours was short. Had to have been short. Short, it was good. It was good. Good to know. That's all we need to know. What are we up to? Store talk? Build? New product? Well, the Wooding HE and Frogman. Ooh, nice. How was that? I still haven't used a Hall effect, like the modern Hall effects. always a build. Doesn't sound as good as MX though. Interesting. I gotta try. It's got me curious. All right, this is the Z60 brass bars FR4 plate. What else? EV01 round 1 switches with Geon 65 gram 22 millimeter 3-stage springs and GMK Huhai. So this is what we built today. We also worked on some plates. Yeah, and then we're doing some key set swaps. So this right here, this is what it used to be on. We just mounted Regal onto this Polaris. We didn't build this today, but you know, we already have it out, so might as well. So yeah, we'll do like 2 type tests on this. Oh shit. All right, and one more short one. Okay, those are the boards. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna do a quick print and then we'll run some marbles for a giveaway. So let me get marbles open. Just make sure there's no updates we gotta download. Oh, Savior, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I like how you spelled that. All right, I gotta find that print. It's from the end of 2022. Aha, here it is. Okay. So I printed this high quality 4x6 the other day. I believe it was on ink press luster. So I'm gonna go toss this in and I'm gonna try this out instead of the highest quality. We'll do standard and take a look at the difference. Okay. Just loaded up the paper. Let's get a print going of this. Page setup, portrait, properties. I'm going to change this to Photo Paper Pro Luster. but keep this as standard. So one thing I noticed is that when you run standard, I wonder, it goes way faster, but I just wonder if it like uses a significantly different amount of ink and whether or not you could tell from the actual finished print. So, oh, that was just the page setup. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, and then yeah, I guess we'll run a giveaway. So we'll do a giveaway for the standard print, but we'll also compare it to the highest, and then your choice of one of these stickers, and then I'll also throw in a stream sticker as well. So if you guys are interested, it's time to hop on in. Lurkers, wake up. You know what time it is. So we could raid Toby if you're looking for a keyboard streamer. But yeah, you gotta choose one of these stickers. And also, while we're at it, we can also look at the differences between these two prints. Hard fought race, very hard. Well, I'll let you choose first. Green-haired one. Hey. Okay, so before we raid out, this one's the high quality. This one's the standard. This printed way faster, but I don't know. I feel like there are differences if you look really, really, really close. Like this area right here, slightly different. There is a color difference. You can see a color difference. Yeah, and the clouds too, a little bit. But it's really, really like if I just had this, I wouldn't be able to tell that this was not highest quality. Maybe more pronounced on the camera. That's true. That's true. But like with the naked eye, it's close. Yeah, but there are some differences. Okay. Anyways, let's raid Toby. Okay, here's everything. Warugaki, my merch, my Discord, raid message if you're subbed, raid message if you're not. I will be back on, I don't know, Friday. I'll probably be back on Friday, and we're going to work on, we're going to work on the tempo. Yeah, that's right. Tempo. All right. Tempo on Friday. See you guys. Good night.